Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Love Nikki, where we talk all things motherhood, especially when it comes to the single mom life. Today I want to talk about co-parenting. And so, whether you are already going through this process, you know someone who is, maybe you're new to it, you may have recently gone through a divorce or a separation, and you're trying to figure out how to get through this process in the most loving and healthy way. I hope that this video will bring some insight, some hope, and give you some tools to move forward to make the process much easier for you and for your kids. So, to start off, when it comes to co parenting, for me, the common goal that we all should have is to focus on the health and the happiness of our children, right? I feel like we need to take our shoes off and step inside the shoes of our children and see it from their eyes. When it comes to co parenting, our kids are now having to deal with parents being separated, and then them having to spend time separately with each parent, no longer being able to do activities together and build memories with their parents together. That's a huge adjustment for kids to take on as it is. So with that being said, I want to start with communication. My number one rule: never speak ill about the other parent to your children. Don't do that. Don't ever put your children in a situation where you are bashing their mom or their dad. And I'm saying mom and dad because this topic should be shared with not just my single moms, but with the dads out there as well. But don't ever put your children in a situation where you're bashing the other parent. It is so hurtful. You're thinking that you're hurting the other parent by doing this, but you're hurting your kids so much, and you're just putting hate into their heart. Like, why would you want to do something like that? Your children should never be around when you're having a conversation about the other parent where you're speaking ill about them, and you should never personally be speaking ill to your children about the other parent. And I know a lot of times parents do that, thinking that they will get the kids to be on their side and turn against the other parent, and it's going to hurt the other parent, not realizing you are hurting your kids and you are damaging your children by doing this. It is such a selfish thing to do, and anyone that does that is not looking at this situation from the eyes of their children. They're not even looking at their children in the most loving way. I will be honest with that, honest and straightforward. So although you may be thinking, like, if I tell them how crappy their mom or dad is, or how much of a liar they are, or how much of a bad person they are, then they're going to be on my side and it's going to hurt the other parent. That's not how that works. You're hurting your kids because children love their parents. Like, the love of a child is so pure. So it is not our job to convince our child to see their parent in any way besides the way that they view their parent on their own. And a side note here, I want you guys to realize, like, even if the other parent is a crappy person, say that the other parent is, it's not your job to prove that to your child. I promise you, children will grow up and they will see things for themselves. They will notice things for themselves. And once they get older, they will be able to form their own opinion of the other parent and move based off of that, their own opinion and their own views that they have. So it is not our jobs to put things inside their little heads and in their little hearts to get them to see things our way. Please don't ever do that to your kids. You are damaging them, you are hurting them, and although you think you're hurting the other parent, what ends up happening a lot of time is it may backfire on you. So because that child loves their other parents so much, anyone speaking ill about them will cause them to resent that person, and you don't want to be that person. So don't ever put your child in that situation. They're already going through a lot, having to go through this adjustment with their parents not being together. Let them live and be able to love their other parent freely. And with that, I want to go into allowing them to have the space at home to speak about the other parent, to talk about the things that they've done with mom or dad when they weren't with you, to let you know when they miss mom or dad, and be able to feel like they're safe to have these conversations with you without you getting upset or without you starting to speak ill of the other parent. If your child wants to call mom or dad because they're missing them, give them the space and the freedom to be able to do that. Again, at the end of the day, the common goal here is about the health and the happiness of our kids. We do not want to continue raising broken children, right? Our goal here is to put an end to generational brokenness. So please allow your child to be able to speak to you and tell you how much they love their other parent, because it does not take away from how much they love you. I promise you. Also, under the topic of communication, I want to say when it comes to scheduling and things that you want to do with the kids, that is a conversation that should be had parent to parent, adult to adult, not parent to child to parent. And when I say that, I'll just let you guys know, like, for me, when I first started dealing with co-parenting, one of the things that their dad would do was, like, if he wanted to have them at a certain time or do certain things with them, instead of just like reaching out to me to speak to me and say, hey, is it okay? Can we schedule this, that, whatever? He would send the message through the kids, and then the kids would come in like, Mom, is it okay? And that should never happen. Like, allow the children to be children, and us as adults, let's behave as adults. Let's speak to each other as adults and leave the children out of it. Do not ever put that burden on them to be sending messages back and forth for you. Don't do that. What else? So also, when it comes to scheduling, I say be open, be flexible. I know a lot of people have court orders where it's like the parent gets a child every other weekend or whatever your court order may be. And some people, they're just like, well, this is what the court said and this is what we're going to stick to. And I'm just like, why? For me, I've always been open when it comes to that. And I myself have a court order. And I have a court order for visitation and whatever for the past, I don't know, 7 years. From day one, I've always been flexible with that, despite what the court order said. If dad wants more time with the kids, to me, why not? As long as it's not interfering with something that I may have already scheduled to do with my kids or whatever, then to me, why not? Why take away that time from him? Why take away that time from the kids? You know, when I know that they're going to enjoy that with him. Allow them to spend more time with the other parent. If it's not hurting anyone, allow them to spend that extra time with the parent if that is what they want. Now let's talk conflict. The goal here is to keep conflict to a minimum. So with that being said, choose your battles. Everything does not have to be a fight. Everything does not have to be, I need to win this. You know what I mean? So for me, how I choose my battles is, if I'm disagreeing on something with the other parent, as long as it's not something that is taking away from how I want my children to be raised, things I want them to experience as they grow up, or, you know, like spirituality or whatever, things that are pertaining to morals and integrity, and it's not going to hurt them, then to me, I don't have to win every battle. For what? Last tip. Enjoy your time off. Enjoy your free time. So I know when we first start co-parenting, it can be hard when it's time for the other parent to take the kids for the weekend. And I know as moms, a lot of times we can feel lost. Like, what do we do with ourselves now? Where we feel sad and worried that our kids are now building memories with the other parent that we're not going to be a part of, and they're going to forget about us, and they're going to have more fun with them, and blah, 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 blah. I've been through it. I say deal with those emotions, definitely. But then learn how to enjoy your free time. Go on dates if you're dating now. Go hang out with your girls. Go get a massage. Go get a mani-pedi. just stay home and do something by yourself if you want to. I have times where I've been so drained because my weeks are so busy that when my kids are gone for the weekend, I have had times where I do not answer my phone like for an entire day. I'm not checking messages, I'm not on social media, I'm not answering any calls, and I will let them and their dad know that you are only to contact me if it's an emergency. And on those days, I will literally just stay in my PJs like all day. I will eat, take bubble baths, Netflix, and chill by myself and just like recharge. So I say definitely enjoy it. I feel like that's a perk of co-parenting when we get a couple days to ourselves to do whatever we want to do, recharge or go out and have fun and live life. So definitely take advantage of that and know that that is a blessing in disguise. So you guys, that's all I have on co-parenting for today. I will say if you guys want me to elaborate or go deeper on any topic, just let me know. Definitely contact me. Do know that you are not alone. I know a lot of times we feel like we're going through this alone. You are not alone. Speak out to your friends if you're having a hard time. There are support groups if you're having a hard time, or reach out to me, you guys. My information is in the description box. Definitely DM me if you want to set up a consultation with me. Let's talk through this. I just want you guys to move through this feeling empowered and just keeping the focus on the fact that the health and the happiness of our children is what is most important here. All right. So until next time, I love you guys. If you like this video, if there's anything that you've learned from it, please leave a comment. I definitely want to hear about whatever you're going through with your co-parenting journey, whatever you learned along the way. Like, share it with us, and I'll talk to y'all soon.